having my yogurt, which I have a hard time with, but I do it because it's good for my gut, and the gut is very important. I want to talk a little bit, and one of my posts was flagged, and it wasn't, I didn't get in trouble, but it was like they're not going to put it forward. They basically said that. Because I was talking about a certain philosophy, okay? I was talking about, and we'll see if this goes through. We are being, I think, what's happening now is we can't talk about certain things, and it's, in this day and age, it's absolutely so frustrating and so ridiculous, okay? I like to talk about the evolution of the soul. That's what my artwork is all about. That's what my artist statement is. So in Gnostic teachings, Heilig is a person who is very concerned with material gain. They're not concerned with emotional intelligence. They're not concerned with learning more about themselves. They don't self-reflect. They are very stuck in the belief that the more they acquire, the happier they will be. As we start to be on the path of fulfillment and understanding of self, we start to shift that consciousness. We can see it in the subliminal suggestions, in advertising, in politics. And I speak about this and they won't put my videos forward, but it's part of what happens when you're on this path and you start to become more aware of your own spirit. And this has been shut down throughout the ages. That's why they burnt witches at the stake. These people were not bad people. They were connected. And, we can see what's happening, and when we speak about it, they want to shut us down. So we're going to see if this goes forward, and I'm going to do some surrender cards for you. But Heilig is base, okay? Material, self-gratification, all of that is not... they're not teachable, okay? So you have to understand that. And if you can understand that, then you don't worry about it. You don't worry about when someone is trolling and saying things that you don't know what you're talking about, or they're putting you down, or they're trying to stop you to go from going forward. You know where it's coming from. And you see it. Many of us see the truth. Many of us speak the truth, and many of us know the truth. We're not always right with everything. I don't consider myself, like I'm always right. That we have to be accountable, and we have to look at ourselves. And we have to look at what triggers us and what we can do to not be so triggered by BS. And it's difficult, especially right now, because we see things happening. And if we are pure of heart, it really disturbs us. It really upsets us. We have empathy for other people. I never called myself a psychic. It's really interesting because I didn't like the vibration of it. I'm just intuitive, and I use that intuition, and I think that you got to find your own answers. I can't teach somebody what I know if they don't want to absorb it, and it's a waste of energy. So these are the things that we are working on, but this is like a video game, because you try and put something forward and they're gonna stop you, or they'll take it and say it was theirs. So it's like this whole wacko system that we no longer are a part of, and we feel alienated, and we feel like we're not from here. But that's a good thing actually, because we see things for what they are now. And it's a big change, and it's, in the beginning, it's very scary. But it says surrender obsessive thinking. If you're obsessing about a person or situation, turn the dilemma over to spirit. Doing so will help bring you clarity or even solve the problem. I'm going to read it again. If you're obsessing about a person or situation, turn the dilemma over to spirit. Doing so will help bring you clarity or even solve the problem. There are people running on a treadmill to nowhere. Not literally, but that's just an analogy, okay? They keep running, 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 running. They got to be busy. They can't stop. They're sick, but they won't rest. It's a vicious cycle of I'm okay, I'm okay, I'm okay. It's all right to say you're not okay. I say I'm not okay a lot. And I tell people, I'm sorry, but I don't have the bandwidth, I don't have the capacity, I'm grieving, or I'm just taking care of myself right now. And a lot of people don't like it. They don't. They think it's selfish, but that's a codependent kind of thought. Because the more we learn about self, the more we evolve, the more we can accept people for where they're at, leave them there, or choose to interact with them in a detached, loving manner. But we also understand we cannot lead that horse to water. If they're going to dehydrate, they're going to dehydrate because they won't hear you. You can't be the fountain for everyone. I have a big, very neoclassical fountain outside my home. And the fountain is a nourishing symbol. The water flowing, the energy of that water, and how it flows, and it comes up and descends. We can flow like that also. Surrender the idea you can fix someone. These cards are amazing. Everything that I talk about comes up in these cards when I shuffle them and pick them, okay? It's everything. Like, I'll talk about something and it will come up. So it's confirmation. And it says, surrender the idea you can fix someone. It's time for a relationship to shift. It doesn't work to try and fix someone. Each person must be accountable for his or her own healing. And some people choose not to heal. Healing is not glamorous. It's not a spa treatment, babe. What it is having accountability for yourself and looking at your dark stuff, and that's pretty scary. But if you can have the courage to do that, you'll be clearing along the way. And it's not an easy path. That's why some people stay just base until they can get their next new car, until they can do this and they can do that, and they're always running towards something material rather than their own spiritual energy and knowledge and emotional intelligence. That's not your problem. And once you can learn that and understand that you're doing the best that you can and stop beating yourself up for not fitting in, you're going to liberate yourself. You're going to find your freedom. And yes, you might not have the biggest following, but you'll have a handful of people who hear, see, and love you. And how fulfilling is that? Because we are in a time where if you don't remove it, Spirit's gonna do it. Okay? So, yeah, bad things happen to good people, and we gotta get through. And we all have our anxious moments. We all have grief right now, I think. Some of us more than others, and I am connecting with a lot of people who are on the grief journey right now, and they're beautiful, and they're expressing themselves, and that helps me because losing my son was huge, and I speak about that a lot. Surrender to trust. Trust yourself and your decision. Don't be swayed by other people's strong opinions about what to do. Take action and be confident that you have chosen the right path. I'm going to read this again. These are perfect cards. Surrender to trust. Trust yourself and your decisions. Don't be swayed by other people's strong opinions about what to do. Take action and be confident that you have chosen the right path. Surrender comparison with other people. Comparison is the thief of joy. Keep your eye trained on yourself. Focus on your own strength, attractiveness, and power. Yes, that's what I'm talking about. It's the whole thing in these cards is exactly what I was talking about. That's synchronicity, babies. Go for it. Love you. Namaste. We'll see if this one goes through or if they don't.